Hello students, hello parents, hey, this is Mr. Kissinger. We're doing a video right now and our topic is going to be volume and surface area. We're going to be focusing on volume of rectangular prisms, and surface area we'll be looking at a couple different shapes in there. So again, we do a lot of this through examples, and so let's just jump right in. I'm going to use the book since the pictures are best here in 3D. So all of our examples are straight from our book. So, you know what, let me zoom in a little bit to help you there. We're going to be looking at question 20. So question 20. And so it wants us to find the volume and surface area of each figure. So first, we learned in class that the volume is just length times width times height. So in this case, we have 4. This could be my width. 16, my length, and 4. Sorry, I guess I probably should have put 16, 4, and 4. It really doesn't matter because the commutative property, you can mix them all up. So, or we can move this box in different directions. You can move it from like this way. There's so many different ways you can move it. It doesn't matter. So let's multiply. We have 4 times 4 is 16. So I have 16 squared basically here. 16 times 16. And let me multiply that out here. 6, 3, 9, 1, 6. So I get an answer of 256. Now in this case, we multiplied meters times meters times meters. We did it 3 times, so our answer is going to be meters squared. Now when we find our surface area, what I teach students is that they really need to use a graphic organizer. Really need to use a graphic organizer on this one, and it helps keep all of your parts of your answer correct in one spot. So all surface areas is like if it was wrapping paper, all the wrapping paper that would fit this. So let's do problem 20. I have top, bottom, have a top side of this, and underneath is the bottom. There's a left, there's a right, there's a front, there's a back. In this shape here, I have 6 faces: top, bottom, left, right, front, back. And that's true for pretty much for every rectangular prism. So let's work here. The top. So in the top here is going to be 16 times, and if you see it there, you'll notice that it's going back. So it's going back 4. So that's 16 times 4, which is 64. And that's going to be meters squared. Might as well keep it that way. Now my top is up there. My bottom is exactly the same. The top and bottom here are the same. So I'm going to rewrite that, which is nice. Once you find one, you get the other one. The left is 4 and by 4. 4 times 4. 4 meters times 4 meters is going to be 16 meters squared. So my left is that way. You know my right's the same, which is really nice. As you find one, you get the other one. My front is 16 times right here 4. 16 times 4. We already know that's 64 meters squared. So there we go. Now we just a case of adding it all up. So 64 plus 16 is 80. 64 plus 16 is 80. So I have 80, 80, and 2 64s. Let's add that up. Excuse me. And that's 16, 22, 16, 22, 28. So I'm going to have 288 meters squared. And that's going to be my surface area for this problem. Alright, let's try more problems. Excuse me. The next one we're going to look at is question 43 here. So when I look at question 43, let's do our volume real quick. Let me get that on there. Sorry. You know what? There we go. Question 43. I have to put that poster right in the middle of the seam there. Oh, we'll make it work. So my volume, length times width times height. So my length, let's do 3. My width, 6. My height, 6. So 3 times 6 times 6, which is just 36 times 3. 3 times 36. And that's 90. It's going to be 108. and I have feet times feet times feet. So my answer is going to be feet cubed. 108 feet cubed is going to be my volume there. Now let's do surface area. Again, highly recommend using our graphic organizer. And like all the other rectangular boxes, we have top, bottom, left, right, front and back. So let's start figuring it out. My top side here is going to be a 3 by 6. So 3 times 6, which is 18. It's going to be 18 feet squared. And if the top's that, the bottom is automatically that. Left side, it's kind of hidden here, but it's 6 by 6. 6 by 6, so that's 36 feet squared. My right side is also going to be 36 then. My front is 6 by 3. 6 and 3. So 18 feet squared. And 18 feet squared for back. So now at this point, I have I have 36. If I add those two together, 2, and I have 36 there. So it looks like I have 4 groups of 36 in this problem. I'm going to use multiplication since I can, make life easier on myself. My answer is going to be 144 feet squared. If I add up all those numbers, I'll get 144 feet squared. So that's going to be my surface area and volume for question 43. And we're going to do one more problem. And the problem here we're going to take a look at is, what do we do when we have a shape like question 41? So 41, right now we don't have the information yet in our math class to figure out the volume for this. We've been talking and just like previewing that it's going to be base times height, but that's more of a 7th grade topic. If you do want to end up figuring out, it's going to be just 4 times 6 divided by 2 because it's a triangle, and then multiply that times 10. But that's in 7th grade. Right now we're going to be more worried about our 6th grade standard here. We're going to find the surface area. So, what makes this one tricky, let's take a look. I know I have a front side. It's right here. I have a front and I also have a back. I have that left kind of rectangle. I have this right one as well. And I have the bottom one. There is no top to this, and it's because it's a triangular prism. Well, that's alright, it makes it easier. We only have 5 things to figure out. So let's do our front. Our base is, well, it's a triangle. We have this triangle here. So we have base times height divided by 2. So 4 times 6 divided by 2. 24 divided by 2 is 12 meters squared. If my front is 12 meters squared, so is my back. My left side, you can see it's 5 going up there, and it's 10 on that side. So it's 5 times 10, which is 50 meters squared. Same with my right. 10, 5, 50 meters squared. Now my bottom side is 6 by 10, or 60 meters squared. So now I just got to add up those numbers right down there. So that's 100, 160, 172, 184 meters squared. And that's going to be my surface area for this triangular prism. I hope that was helpful. Surface area does take a lot. It's one of the harder things that we learn in 6th grade, mostly because there's a lot of steps and a lot of little pieces you got to keep track of. Using a graphic organizer will really help you. Have a great one. If you have questions, ask me in class. Thank you. Bye.